guess Coleman to start. When's the last time you had a triple-double? And what was that moment kind of like for you to get that rebound at the end?
You said the last time I had a triple-double?
Yeah, or have you had one?
No.
No?
Not that I know of, I'm sure. Maybe in my at the Cal Fit gym back home with my friends, but no, I've never had a triple-double. It was just it was a great moment. I know my freshman year seeing Io get two. I think DB mentioned to me I was the fourth player, or it was the fifth one in program history. So that's a great moment. That's huge. That's huge.
RJ, what was it like seeing Coleman get that? What made him so effective tonight?
I mean, he's a great teammate. He knows where to find us. He knows where to chase every single rebound. So I'm really happy for him. That's something that not anybody can do. So I'm very happy for him and very excited to keep going with him during the season and hope he can get many more.
Coleman, how aware of like maybe where you stood triple-double wise were you?
Yeah, I mean, the score is kind of like right by the stats. So like every time I look up, I kind of see the stats. And first half, I think I saw like 6 rebounds, a couple points, and like 5 assists. So then I was really like, okay, this is possible. I'm definitely gonna play hard. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but play hard and hopefully get a triple-double, and it just so happened to come. So yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
RJ, how were you able to kind of rebound from your first half where you were in foul trouble and you couldn't play more than 4 minutes and then made an impact in the second 20 minutes?
Just keeping that energy from the bench. The first half, I knew getting in foul trouble was not going to get me any playing time in the first half because, that's coach's decision. But after the second half, just coaches told me, like, just come and play hard and things are going to go flow your way and just guard the ball, don't foul, and trust me, things will go your way. So I just follow what they said to me and just play hard.
Right.
Hey, Coleman, how does it feel at this point in your career that Coach Underwood has trusted you in your game?
It means a lot. Just every day in practice, there might be something I see, and he's the head coach coming up to me, asking me what I see, what I think is best. It means a lot to have his trust. So it's just like a motivating thing, when a coach comes to you and asks you what you see out there. My confidence is sky high when stuff like that happens. So just knowing that he trusts me, it means a lot. So,
Doug?
For both of you, really, they were under 30% shooting the ball. Talk about contesting shots. Do you think this might have been the best game that you've had this year, just defending the and contesting shots?
Yeah, I think Garrard is a good guard who can really get it off. We didn't really allow that. We didn't allow him to get going. But, other than that, guys are kind of more catch and shoot guys. So just being there on the catch, kind of making them deck it more, get into that press, speeding them up a little bit more. It's all part of affecting that game. Contesting shots. We don't want to give up open threes to guys like Garrard or anybody like that. So, yeah, that's definitely, it comes with the press and just comes with our defense. So.
RJ, you want to answer that? That same question.
Yeah, coach really emphasized that, just keeping them from shooting the ball, because after watching a lot of film, we saw that they were more of, like Coleman said, spot-up shooting. So just be there in the catch and just contesting every single shot, and don't let Gerard get going, because that would affect us in the game.
Derek?
Coleman, what did you see in the middle of that zone to be able to rack up 10 assists and then get scoring a little bit more there in the second half?
Yeah, I just kind of, filled in the spots, found the gaps. I knew my teammates would be in certain spots, and I was kind of just patient with it. I didn't speed anything up, kind of waited for guys to get to their areas as well. So I kind of just was patient with it, picked my spots. Guys were cutting in the corners. I knew that they kind of matched up once the ball got into the high post, so I knew sometimes, the top guys might be open. So it was just a lot of film and preparation, and actually in practice we were using like long sticks to emphasize their length, and we were really kind of like tight with our passes, like certain passes wouldn't get through. But yeah, like I said, just knowing my spots, knowing my gaps, and knowing where guys are really helped me out.
Coleman, I know you mentioned Golden State Warriors, Draymond a lot. Is that kind of your inspiration of how you want to play? And how do you balance being aggressive with your offense and then facilitating?
Yeah, I'll be up till 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, just watching Warriors basketball, and I'll be sending Coach Frazier clips and Coach Jeff clips, and it's just unguardable the way that Steph and Draymond are just connected. You dribble at them, Steph's cutting back door, Andrew Wiggins slip, Klay Thompson 3, like it's just unguardable stuff. So I think once we get the whole team gets on that connected level and just kind of fills the game a lot more, like filling out the game, I think a lot of our offense will be unguardable. So.
Andy?
Kind of at the end of the half and also throughout the last couple games, you've had a lot of touch passes or kind of quick reads. What's your kind of thought process when you kind of are, I know you said kind of being patient, but also making those passes and thinking quickly, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't want, I don't want the defense to react. I think there was a play where Dane was low. If I catch, pivot, turn, that gives the defense time to react. So I was kind of just making the ball pop. It might not be pop right into a shot, but it's still making the defense move. So trying to just get the ball popping, get the defense moving. That's kind of like the goal in those kind of touch passes. So
This is for both of you. Maybe start with you, RJ. Shots weren't falling early, but you guys seem so locked in defensively. What's that a credit to, and what makes you guys so effective defensively?
Just executing things that we practice and scouting and practice it before, just making sure that we are following what coaches says and really just playing hard, actually. That's all it takes, not being lazy. Make sure you're locked in every single time we have film, so make sure you know your personnel and all that. So it's just staying locked in and film and all that, I'll say.
Scott?
Coleman, the coaches ever get on you to maybe take more shots when you're open?
yeah, for sure. They're always telling me shoot the ball, but sometimes in shoot around, I kind of want to just get guys touches so they can get their confidence going, get a feel for the ball. I'll turn down a few shots, but no, I like I said, I like facilitating. I like passing, so I'll turn down a few shots, but they'll get on me. But they just have to live with it because I know the next guy's going to knock down the shot. So,
Gavin?
Coleman, it seems like you've had some games like Sky tonight where the shot's not falling, but you find ways to contribute in other ways. How is that a good sign for him?
Yeah, Coach touched on it when we met after the game. You still have to bring intensity. You can't let those shots affect your gameplay. You got to go out and play hard because then if you're not making shots, you're not playing hard. You're just letting your team down, especially at that point guard spot too. You got the ball in your hands a lot, but just going out and play hard. Sky never gave up. Coach kept giving him chances. We kept giving him shots. Shots weren't falling, but he didn't let it impact his gameplay. He just kept playing hard and impacted it in different ways. So,
Anything else for the players? All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
thank you.
We talk a lot about how do you win games when the ball doesn't go in. And tonight was one of those nights where the ball didn't go in. Pretty ugly night. And yet I felt great about our offense. I felt great about the shots we got. I felt great about our execution. I thought that for obvious reasons, Coleman's triple-double. But more importantly, I think he's just special against a zone with his feel. And I knew we had the right guy to put in the middle. He played with great patience. He's a great pivot guy. That sounds corny, but you have to pivot a lot against a zone in the middle of it. And that being said, I thought our guys did a terrific job, kind of sliding open spots. I have a hard time complaining about any of the shots that we took, but I thought we did a great job on Judah Mintz. I thought we did a great job on Joe. Made life tough. I thought our switching was really effective. And I thought in the second half we did a much better job of defensive rebounding. which allowed us to get out and get in transition. So a lot of lessons to learn. You know, it's what we keep talking about, figuring out how to win when the ball doesn't always go in. It wasn't very pretty. We're a better team than that. We've been really sluggish in practice. We've been racked with the flu. We've had a ton of guys out. Dane's still feeling really bad. He's had it for 4 or 5 days. He's probably had it the worst. Terrence had it right before the Lindenwood game. But so we've been racked with that. We need to get healthy, and obviously we start Big Ten play on Friday.
Questions? Start with Scott.
You mentioned the matchup with Syracuse in the zone might have been very well suited for Coleman, but is that the type of player that he can be more consistently for you?
I think he's been pretty good all season long. He's a great decision maker. When he tries to hit singles and not home runs every time, he's really good. And he's so good at the point of the press. I've been frustrated with him, challenged with him on the glass, because in some of our early stuff he was getting 10, 12 a night. Obviously he got back to that. But yeah, Coleman can be that guy, and that's what we see a lot of in practice, and know that he's got the skill set to be that guy.
Scott?
Assist on 21 of 24 made baskets. Is that because that's how you beat the zone?
Yes.
Or are there other parts of that?
Yeah, you look at they're one of the, when you play the zone, one of the things that you're not going to be very good against is the assist total of baskets. They give up a lot of assisted baskets, and that's just the nature of the beast. There's not as much dribble drive, and play into shots that way, or where you come off a ball screen and shoot a pull up. It's much more team-oriented, moving the ball. I thought we did a great job of that. I think we had 2 turnovers at half. And like I said, it's hard to complain. All I did was applaud them at half. We got great shots, and keep shooting them.
Jeremy?
Brad, you thought this team could be special defensively in the preseason. Are you seeing what you thought you'd see, and what's the next step for that?
Yeah, Big Ten play. We'll see. I think we've worn people out. I think we sped them up. I thought we got some non-handlers handling the ball. That's huge for us. I thought it played them into some short clock situations. They've got a little wheel action that they like to run. I don't know if they ran it one time tonight. And then I thought our switching really bothered Joe. Now they may beg to differ, but I thought it was pretty effective. And when we can do those things, it's a shorter clock to play against, and I thought it was pretty effective.
Doug?
Coach, I know you say you like the shots that you got. Does that apply to Terrence too? 15 of his 17 were from 3. Would you like to see him getting downhill a little bit more?
Not against the zone. I got no problem with him. He took one bad one quick in transition in front of me in the second half that I didn't like, because we're always going to get that one. But we all know Terrence can shoot it. He can get going. A little out of rhythm. It took him. He was really winded. We tried to buy him as much time as we could, because he's been 102-degree fever for a couple days.
Andy?
I guess with Coleman and kind of the pace of your offense, and it seems like a lot of his passes are kind of touch passes, or ones where the ball doesn't really stick to his hands very long. How much does he kind of determine, or I guess spread that kind of pace in the half court, if that makes sense? Yeah,
well, the one thing Coleman does is sees one pass ahead. He's gifted. There's not a lot of people that have that ability to, just see it. He knows where it's going beforehand, and that's why in our 5-out stuff against man, he's so good. He's a facilitator, and one of the things with Coleman and our team's dialing in on that is the fact that he sees it. Now we got to make sure his teammates see it as well. But he's very gifted that way.
Brad, how pleased were you about RJ and how he was able to make an impact in that second half after the first half that he had?
Well, I loved his first play. The first play is something we haven't seen out of RJ. Go offensive rebound, and then he got it blocked. He was a little aggressive, and then he's he picked up a cheap second one, but yeah, that's really hard to do, is come back and just get your bearings about you when you've been sitting out a long time. I tried to put him in for a minute or two just to stay somewhat warm in the first half, but yeah, it's good to see because he's starting to play well.
In the way back?
Last Big Ten ACC Challenge game. How does that kind of affect your non-conference scheduling going forward, knowing that you're going to lose a Power 5 game?
Yeah, it's been a topic of conversation in our office today. Our last couple of days. Excuse me. I think we all know that all good things must come to an end. This has been a good thing for a lot of years, we'll set out. We're always going to play one of the toughest schedules in the country. I believe we should play. I'm a big fan of home and homes on campuses so that our fans get to enjoy this. I think that's one of the beauties of this. We'll set out and to go try to find somebody to start a series with, and we'll see how things continue to develop as a lot of things could possibly change over the next few years in our landscape.
Brad?
Matt Meyer, at the end of the game, I noticed you were giving him, commending him because of him diving on the floor. Is that kind of how
winner?
Yeah.
Winner. He is a winner. He knows all about winning. It doesn't matter the score. It doesn't matter. He made those same plays in the UCLA game. Dove on the floor in a UCLA game. He saved an out-of-bounds pass against the press against UCLA. And good things are coming. I mean, I told him he may have to get his mullet back to get that jump shot to fall because he's getting great looks and he's making them in practice. And he's working at it. But that's what we brought Matt in here for. I mean, Matt knows how to win. He knows what it takes, and he's done that since high school.
Derek?
The crowd seemed to be trying to will Coleman to shoot a little more in the middle of that zone. How did you kind of assess his approach there? And he turned it up a little bit more in the second half. Aggressively.
Yeah, but it was about being patient and making the right reads. Sure, he could have shot probably 30 balls tonight. But again, a smart player knows, let me give my teammates some good looks. And we had a pretty good Colgate against them, put a guy in there who couldn't shoot and just did a lot of the same things. And again, it's a tribute to Coleman because he would rather make the pass than the shot. And yet he's a very good shooter. So he's very unselfish that way, and yet when the opportunities were there, I thought in the second half he took some of the right ones.
Coach in the back.
Brad, 100 wins at Illinois. What does it mean to hit that milestone?
Yeah, a lot of really good players, a lot of great coaches, administration who helped us survive early. It doesn't happen. I'm the beneficiary of that. I'm grateful. I've said it many times. I couldn't imagine doing it anyplace else. I love this place. I love our fans. I love the fact that you all care about us enough to write about us and follow us. I hope there's 100 more and counting. In the future, I think this program can elevate to levels that we haven't seen yet. There were some hard times, and I don't forget those. I hope the next 100 don't take as long as this one, though. And that's, that means we've sustained a level of success that we didn't have the first 2 years.
Right.
Coach, you always talk about Coleman and finding that balance between, being a playmaker and also shooter. How do you think he did tonight in that category?
I thought he was great. I thought he, again, I think every scenario is different. And tonight was a night that I thought the game demanded him to facilitate. There's going to be nights when instead of making 9, we're going to make 19 of those shots. And again, we've just been a little bit off, but I think Coleman generates most of those, and we got good looks. So there's nights I got to tell him to, I don't know, one of the early games he didn't shoot, and that's not acceptable. You can be a bad player by being unselfish, but tonight he was tremendous.
Scott.
Did you have the sense that this was a team that defensively wouldn't let those missed shots maybe weigh them down?
I don't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, we found that out a little bit in, our secret scrimmage. We found that out a little bit in what was the first game we were 1 for, or UMKC, or what was one of those games we were 1 for 18? Yet we still guard. That's all we talk about, though. That's all how do we win when you don't make shots? Because it's coming. We can only get them really good shots. We can't make them for them. And so we better figure out how to win. And I thought we did a solid job on the offensive glass, and then we did that. So I don't know if I had a feeling for that, but that's one of the things we've always tried to do. And now we're trying to get this team to take the next step, which is just win possessions. Simplify it. We didn't score, we better get a stop so we don't lose that possession. And it's what we talked about in the last media timeout. Hey, let's get a basket and let's go down and get a stop. And that's how you build leads. That's how you come back from deficits. And we got to sometimes think different, but we're doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Gavin?
Was it precaution?
We still got to get better at doing it. We still got to get better at defensive rebounding out of it. But it's still November.